Okay, yeah, we are good. You can start.
Okay. So I welcome you all in this second demo lecture. So what we'll be covering today is like I'll be giving you a demo, one more demo lecture, like the demo on the ransomware attack. This is the other type of the ransomware. What does this ransomware type does? It actually crashes the operating system. After doing with this, I'll be giving you a ransomware demo on the Linux operating system. When I am done with this, I'll be giving you uh, will be going through the static analysis of a ransomware sample and storage analysis. Ultimately, we'll end up doing the dynamic analysis. So let's jump to the demo part. In that case, I have to share my other screen. I'm gonna stop this sharing. I'll share another screen. Mm, so to carry out the demo, I have configured both Linux as well as the Windows machine on this virtual box. First of all, we'll go to the Linux and we'll see what we can do there. So I am restoring my base settings there. Base settings means the way I have configured my Windows machine. In the base settings, I am having some of the files there. I have downloaded some of the softwares which will help me to do the analysis and other. This is my Windows machine. I am having some data in it. The data files are there. So this demo will be demonstrating the type of the ransomware that will actually cause the crashing of the operating system. So we will directly download that ransomware sample. So that sample we can get from this is this is the name of that ransomware. This is actually called the Fight ransomware. So download this and directly downloading it. Here you can see that I have downloaded it. And it will be. So first of all, I have to extract it. I'll extract it via 7-zip. Wait, there is some issue with the security. Yes. It will I started running. Now you will see it will actually crash the operation. In the task manager. Yeah, here you can see that your device has ran into the problem and you need to start the device. So once you start restarting the, once we will try to restart this device, it will not start. So this is completely corrupted our system. So this was one of the ransomware that will take the control of your operating system and will tend to crash it completely so that you cannot be able to restart this operating system once again. I do hope you have, this thing is clear to you. Okay, Pratmesh, this was actually your question. Like you wanted to see some of the ransomware that will crash the operating system. This was
Yeah. Thank you.
So can,
now. Yeah. Please.
so can we get to know that what part of the operating system is it changing such that it is crashing? Like something of we cannot get to know this part.
No. This information I was not able to get. Like once I tried to run it, it will directly crash the operating system. That thing I was not able to get. Like what part of the operating system it's actually hacking and other things.
Okay, sir.
Okay, so this was the Windows part. Let's jump to the Linux part. This is my Linux machine. So I have also done the base settings in it. Now I'm gonna restore my Linux machine. To save the time, I have already configured my machine so that I can directly show you the demo. Frankly speaking, I have searched lot of ransomware that will directly target the Linux operating system, but I was not able to find much of the samples there because as you can see that as you already know that this Linux is the open source. Developers are there who are continuously developing the patch. Whatever will be the vulnerability that has been identified in the Linux, will get the patch out for that readily available with us. So it's most of the ransomware targets are the Windows. There are few of the samples that are available with us mm, that are there for the Linux operation. One of the same type was the GonaCry ransomware. Sample. I'll download that sample and I'll show you. It sometimes it will work, sometimes it does not. Like I was testing it yesterday, initially it was not running. Then in the next test it run automatically. I don't know how. Then I configured my machine with the another package that will let you to export.exe files on the Linux. I'll show you the demo of that also. Yeah, here. Mm, one, the WannaCry variant for the Linux that's called the GonaCry that you can get on the this in GitHub. I'll show you. Here is the sample. It will start encrypting your files, but it will do it very slowly. So I directly download this. Just downloaded it. Yeah, download folder. Here is the WannaCry master. And extract it here. And here you will see the different folders. And go to the source. And then there is the WannaCry folder. And the WannaCry there is this. So we have to run this WannaCry. And actually start running. So here you can see all the utility that will tell you what in all processes that are running in the system. That's from the top of it. Here you can see that the WannaCry has started running. It is taking 18% of the CPU and it will start encrypting the files. It will work very slowly. I don't know why, but it will do the encryption. Here you can see it will start encrypting the files. Was hacked my machine at the same time and my machine at the same time, not able to jump between the tabs and everything. WannaCry is continuously running. Here you can see it will take some time to encrypt our files. Let's see if it has encrypted any file or not. It will make your machine very slow. Currently it has not, but it will. Since it is running in the background, it will do the encryption of the data and it will ultimately end up encrypting all the files. Here you can see that it's taking the 62% of the computation time of the CPU. So I think it will take some time to enter the file. Now I'll show you one more demo, like how you can use if you are not having that much of the samples that were directly run on the Linux. How can you anyway run a ransomware sample on the Linux? For that we have to go back. What we will do, we'll close this. We'll close this machine, so it will take some time to do the encryption. We have closed this machine, and this was the previous snapshot of the machine that was infected by this WannaCry. I'll delete this snapshot. Okay, this is the see how this beautiful in this virtual box. It will help you to create the different versions of your machine. So I'll get back to my previous version, Linux base settings. I will restore that version here. So I'll I will okay, restore it and I will start my machine. So my machine will get started from the instance of my basic settings. Here you can see. So what I wanted to do is that now I want to show you if you want to execute some of the well-known ransomware, just like the WannaCry ransomware on the Linux, how you can do that. So for that we have to install a package that's called the Wine package. I have already installed it. This is a package that will create an environment for .exe files on Linux systems, meaning that .exe files are meant for only Windows systems. But if we install this wine package on the Linux system, it will create the environment for those, for those .exe files, and such that it will convert the system calls done by .exe files into the POSIX system calls. These POSIX system calls are the calls that are understood by this Linux operating system. So to run, why I'm running this, because most of the ransomwares that are available with us are in .exe format. So we'll check some of the ransomwares and we'll see what we can get. Is it okay or you are getting bored?
No, no, it's fine. It's nice.
Yes, you are well fed. You can say it. So now I'll download Waqar ransomware sample on this Windows. Any ransomware sample I'll download. Why I'm doing this? So that you will be able to download the ransomware samples and you should be able to test it on your virtual machine. Hmm. This being a random string into it. I'm downloading this. Okay. Let's complete the download. Mostly the default zip extractor that we are having with this Linux or the Ubuntu operating system will not be able to extract these long hash files directly. For that, you have to install one more zip extractor that's called the 7-zip. I'll download that later. Not yet. Let me do that now. 7-zip. Yes. It has downloaded now. I will do the extraction of this. If you will do with the default zip extractor that you are having available with this Ubuntu, it will not extract it. That is, now I am extracting it. Yes. So for extraction, you have to give a password. As I have mentioned in the last lecture, the password for these is infected. INFECTED. As during the completion of the extraction. With this, we are having what? We are having it. Rename this and make a .exe. Right? So with this thing, we can execute this .exe file on our Linux system. What? How we can execute? We'll call a wine command. After the wine command, we'll directly try to execute this .exe file. In the next tab, what we'll do, we'll check. Because the problem with this is it will Machine is not that much powerful, it will start hanging your machine. I'm trying to open up the other terminal. It's not opening. It takes some time. We will do properly let you know what are the um, processes that are running on your system. See, here you can see that this EDFE, this is basically the Mohammed ransomware. It has started executing. Here you can see like, it should be start. Mohammed is very fast. It should start, you know, and start correcting your data. It will not take that much, but then it will. Yeah, here you can see that some of the files have started changing. Here you can see that one of the files has been corrected. Here also will start correcting the files out. Here also you can see. And this will start with EDFE. This and it has corrected all the files here. Now you can see finally will end up, it will correct all the files whatever we are having on our system, and it will show up a message that your system has been attacked. Till this time, are you having any question?
So there was a small question like, so we still have to execute the ransomware. So is there something like auto execute also, like once it is downloaded, a ransomware executes itself?
Yes. Like there might be some of the functional, like the more sophisticated ransomwares are such that they will get they will auto execute. These are just the samples that has been put on the Git repository for the research purpose. But the actual ransomwares, you don't need to execute them. They will by itself get executed, right? So once any of your friend will send you any other file, the program will be done in such a way that if you click once, it will directly start executing. These are just the samples.
Yes, sir. So like in this sample, we can kill this process right now. So I just wanted to ask, like, if we kill an original ransomware, does it have the capability to run again itself, or like it cannot be killed, or it can be killed, the process?
It ultimately depends upon two things. First thing, it depends upon how does the protection system that your operating system is providing. Second thing is that how does the programming, the ransomware attacker have done in designing the ransomware. If it is such kind of ransomware, once you will kill it. If it is getting executed once again, that ultimately depends upon the program that the ransomware is handling, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Here you can see that it has.
Just a follow-up question, sir, on each question. In that, when he mentioned that if we can kill the ransomware, does it mean that when the protection mechanism is on, if there are some mitigation techniques which are already existing, so if once we know that this particular pattern of accessing the SSDs of ransomware, so can we stop the execution, or is it not completely in our hands?
Yeah. That's what we are trying to do. That's what we are doing in this field. Now, this is called the ransomware detection. We are checking to see what and all patterns we are getting. If we see that this pattern is a malicious kind of pattern, we'll try to detect it and we'll try to overcome from this problem. So this is the open research area that I am currently focusing on. Till the time of the detection, till the time it will not take up the whole command on your operating system. You can do lot of things at your end. Once it has taken the privilege from the operating system and it has taken the control from the operating system, you cannot do anything.
Okay, so as an mitigation technique also we have a very limited window of time in that we have to detect, right?
Yeah, exactly. We have a very limited window, like 2 seconds, 3 seconds. We have to decide only in that time window whether whatever I am getting, is it the malicious or is it the benign. So depending
Okay,
upon that, we have to take the other things.
okay, thank you.
Is that clear? So with this, you will be able to execute the .exe files on this Linux environment.
So just another question. So so can a ransomware survive an OS reboot? Like, can it can it save files in the BIOS or somewhere else, such that even if I delete my OS and reinstall, it can come back into the new OS?
It can come back into your new OS. So I have no clear information about that.
Okay.
But what I can see is that, like, once the ransomware will start infecting your system, and if you will if it will take the command on your OS, then you will not be able to do anything. So once you will reinstall a new copy of the OS, ransomware will not be there. This is the thing that I know till this time.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Dr. Kilian, anything else about it, or should I go to the other section now?
So, just to add one point, even if the ransomware is abruptly stopped, right?
Yeah.
So whatever files it has already encrypted, those are potentially lost.
Yes.
Okay, and I think what Waqar is trying to say is if this encryption happens to any of the OS files, then even if you want to reboot, so that might not be successful.
Yes. Yeah. Once OS has been corrupted, then we will not be able to reboot our system. So we have to reinstall the new copy of the OS. Then we'll be able to reboot our system, but the previous data will be lost entirely.
Just a small question there. But Dr. Kalyan, what if the ransomware has not been able to dump all its memory activity on the SSD? Until and unless it has dumped all of it, I think it will not be able to do it, right?
Meaning?
Just like if suppose if while the ransomware is executing,
Mhm.
if it is being stopped in the DRAM itself, and it has not put back all of its copies on the SSD, so till that time if we can switch it off or something like that, then I think it is still not that harmful.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yes,
But
that is
definitely,
true.
sir.
The earlier, the better, right? So,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
uh, the currently, if at SSD, many of the techniques what they are trying to look for is to check the IO patterns, etc., and try to detect it. But you can probably possibly do the same thing in DRAM also, right?
Yeah, yeah. Okay.
Well, I would like to one thing on the Prathamesh question. Like, there are some of the papers, but they are saying that if they are able to detect some of the malicious pattern, they will directly stop the access to the DRAM. Like, there will be no access to the DRAM. They will stop it unless and until they will get a clear signal from the upper layer. Yeah, there is no such kind of activity, and they will make sure, yes, this is not any ransomware. Then only they will let the SSD controller will let the access to the DRAM, this NAND flash. Other than that, the NAND flash is completely switched off. So this is one of the techniques that was proposed in one of the paper.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay, so that will do. I'll go back to my this thing. First two things are clear. Now I'm jumping to the third section. That is my this. This is my system. To do the static analysis, I'll be using the Windows machine only and storing it. Now the next part is the static analysis. Analysis meaning that, like, if you'll get some of the portable executable, like you will get some .exe file. Before executing that, you should be ensuring yourself, yes, this .exe file is not any malicious file, or this .exe file is a normal application, not any malicious application. To do that, we are having a lot of tools available with us. One of the famous tool that we will be using, that's called the PE Studio. On this Windows system, we'll be using this PE Studio. This PE Studio will be giving us the information about this executable file, executable sample that we'll be downloading, and it will tell us the information whether this executable is the malicious or not. It will give us all the information. So I will show you the demo how to do it. I'll download one of the ransomware sample, and I'll feed that ransomware sample to um, PE Studio. How to do that? Once again, I will download a ransomware sample. Do the extraction of I'll do the extraction with this 7-zip. You should be knowing the password, encrypted, convert it into the .exe. I will directly put this into this. This is the interface that is being provided by this PE Studio Tools. It will give us a lot of information. There are these are the different labels or the different tabs that are available with us. But we don't have to go with all of them. It will take a lot of time. And I'll give you some of the insight about the various indicators that will let you know that this executable that we are analyzing via this piece today, if it is the ransomware or not. It will take some time to load, but yeah. First of all, this is the hash value. Each executable once it is built, it will be given a hash value, so that if there is any change, this hash value get changed. So to uniquely identify each executable, we are having this hash value. So how does this hash value will help you to perform the analysis? You can directly do one thing. You can copy this hash value mm, to check if this is the malware or not. We are having a portal available with us. That's called the virus total. You can directly put it there. Virus total is basically a database of the different companies that are dealing with these viruses, uh, computer viruses. So if it has been highlighted by any of the company that this is the malicious program, so it will show the indication there. We will search this there. We go to the virus total.
So, Waqar, a question here. Uh,
Yeah.
if um, if we can do such checks, right? Why don't we have this in the Windows Defender yet? Windows Defender is specifically for such malware malwares
Yes.
only, right?
Yes. You
Uh,
are right, sir. But
they haven't
not
taken
Windows.
ransomware seriously yet, is it?
Yeah, no, it's not like Windows does provide all of these functions. Even though
Hmm.
Windows are providing you a separate module only for the ransomware, right?
Hmm.
So since I had disabled all the security first, then I am running these ransomwares.
Hmm. Hmm.
So
Hmm.
to Windows has already provided these things there. Here you can see that the Windows ransomware protection is there in the Windows. So I have shut
Okay.
it off initially. Then only I'll be able to run it. This is just for analysis purpose. Windows have developed lots of patches that are making it secure day by day. But
Okay.
still ransomware is evolving itself. It is bypassing all these security walls and it's getting into your system.
Okay.
Okay. So here I have, I have kept this sample, the hash of this sample. Here you can see that here you can see how many it's out of 69 companies, out of 69 repositories or the companies we can say that have highlighted that 63 out of 69, 63 malware companies have highlighted this as a ransom or as a malicious software. So before running this, if you can just publish the this hash value that we are having with the file, you can just publish it in the virus total. We can get the clear understanding that this possible sample or the possible executing that I am trying to execute is a malicious. We should not go with it. So this is one of the indication. Like, see, these are all the different companies who have highlighted it like this is the malicious. 16 vendors have highlighted this. 63 vendors have highlighted this as a malicious program. So this this is one of the indication that will let us to protect our system if we are not having the security available with us. This security that the Windows is having. And similarly, going to the hash, this is the first word. Like if it is a Windows executable, the first byte will be having this information like the 4D5. Similarly, ASCII value of this. The second thing is the entropy. And entropy is the an important parameter here to see. Once any ransomware design or a malicious software designer, it will try to design its malicious software in such a way that any analyst should not be able to get the information easily out of it. It will try to pack the code in such a way that if any person who is observing or who is analyzing this executable, he should not easily get to know that this is the possible malicious software. So what he will do, he will pack the code in such a way. He will do the encryption multiple times, and he, he will code the commands with that thing. There will be a lot of randomness that will be having that will be having available with that executable. With that randomness will be having entropy, and as you already know that the entropy value is between 1 and 8. So higher the number entropy value will be having, highly chances are there that this could be a possible malicious software. So if the software is if the malicious program is highly packed and entropy value is uh, approximately 8, it will directly tell you that this is the possible ransomware. You should not run it. Okay. So this is one of these are the other information that we can get, like it will be executing on the 32-bit CPU, and similarly this is the GUI based, and this compile time will give the information about when it was first time compiled. Here you can get set number 2010. This but it could not be the real, because as you already know that in 2017 the first Waqar ransomware has been developed. Here, this attacker can fool you also. Like it can give you the different date where which you can see. Yeah, if it is the older file, it could not be the possible ransomware. But we have to make sure that all of these parameters we have to clearly observe. Then only we can move forward. Others are the indicators. It will take some time to load. It will be loading. Yes. Okay. This PE Studio has itself the functionality that it will get the data from the virus total. Here you can see that out of 69, 63 companies have highlighted it as a ransomware. And this is the boss who is in the technical body and waiting for updates to get the data. In the meantime, are you having any question? You can ask me till the time it will get loaded.
So is it difficult for a ransomware to attack an Android? Or like there have been very less cases, means I've not heard much.
Yeah. There are less cases for the Android, yes, but mostly ransomware have been reported for this Windows only. But there has been some of the cases that have targeted the Android also. It ultimately depends upon the secure framework that you are having. You are having highly secure framework or the secure platform. There are the less chance that the ransomware will get into your system. So it ultimately depends upon the security.
Yes, sir.
These are not that much important. Waiting for these uh, indicators. Indicator will give some of the indication like the sections, uh, what are the different libraries and the strings that will be. They will give some of the indication to us whether this ransomware is running or not. In the meantime, once it will get I will show you how do we analyze the malware on the storage level. So in the meantime, it will get us the data. So I will show you one of the demo of that also. We'll go to the downloads. See, sys internal is a complete package that is available with this Windows system. It will give you the utilities that are targeting. If you want to get the information about the DRAM, you are having utility there. If you want to get the monitoring information about what and all activities that are happening at the file system level, you are having the utilities that just like the Procmon or the process explorer. Similarly, if you want to get the monitoring activities for this, storage device, that is SSD or the IDD, you are having one of the utility here also that's called the disk mount. Yes, this is the disk mount. We will run it as an administrator. My system is too slow. Yes, agree to this. Will take some. It will give the I request. What and all I requests that are going to your hard disk or to the secondary storage. It will let you know what are the requests. Currently, it's loading them. It takes some 2 seconds.
You can show any existing sample file that you have. Right?
Yeah, I'm fine, but I, for that I had to log in. It will directly start. So it will not take that much. And this is the problem with these virtual machines. They get very slow. I'll show you the sample for that. I have to. Yeah, here you can see that these are the IO requests that are currently, since my system is running. These are the different IO requests that are going to my to the secondary storage. This is the timestamp that is telling you like 31 seconds we have waited, and after 30 seconds like this 34 seconds somewhere like this is the read request. This is going to this sector, and this is taking this length. Length is number of blocks it's taking. See here you can see that. So how we are able to detect if it is the malicious pattern, or if it is the normal execution. Here this length will let you know, like uh, if it is ransomware running, this length will be too huge. It will be around 1024. It will be around 2048. The length will be huge. Here you can see that the length is very small. But once the ransomware will start executing, the length will be high, very high. I can show you the demo. Till the time it will get, I will show you the mode of this storage analysis. When the ransomware will start executing, what will be the access patterns? This is my probable research area. I'm I'm seeing the difference between these, between these access patterns, and depending upon the difference between the access patterns of the normal application and the benign application, I am proposing a solution. What could be the possibility that we can save our data from the ransomware? What we can do, we can directly run this ransomware, but it will hang both. It will hang this and this as well. Should I go with the demo, Dr. Kalyan?
Yeah, sure. But do you think we can complete it in next 5-10 minutes?
At least I can complete the storage analysis in the 5 to 10 minutes.
Okay.
It should start executing here. At the storage level, you will see the completely different patterns. Just completely hang the machine. And so I have start working this operation. Intermediate market. The thing I want to show you is that there will be a completely different, pattern of the IOs.
So I had one small question, like, does the ransomware skip the memory hierarchy? Like, it doesn't take access from the cache and the DRAM.
It has to, just like any other program.
Okay, sir.
So that you can see the patterns at least. This is the problem with this ransomware. It will make your machine to work very slow. And this data is getting you can try it yourself, like you can try to run it in the controlled environment, and you can use the sys internals disk monitor utility there. So it will help you to get some sort of idea how this ransomware access pattern is different from the access pattern of the other applications. Okay, I'm waiting for this and get some idea. My country data is getting load. Ransomware has run it has completely corrupted packages. Let me see. You can see that the one that those who complete are not getting loaded. Till the time they'll get load, like this tab indicators, it will give you the indications, right? Like what are the possible points, what are the different points there that that show that this sample is their ransomware. Similarly, these functions show the different types of the functions. Like there will be a clear function like the create file, delete file, override file. These are the different functions will be there in the functional tab. In the libraries tab, it will be showing different types of the libraries that this ransomware is importing and what wireframe is taking the services. This string tab, it will show you the different types of the strings that we are having available with this binary. This string will help you to differentiate. If it's a malicious software, there will be some of the strings in the code, like the create a file, delete a file. Like if there is some of the functions maintained in the code that will be doing the encryption. So this will be maintained as a string here. So all of these strings will give you some sort of idea before running this program. It will give you some sort of idea. Yes, this could be the possible ransomware. I should not run it. So ultimately, this is a static analysis. Before running the executable, you are statically analyzing it. So all of the information will be available with this P Studio. If you want to analyze any uh, malware binary, the problem here is that it is taking too time to load the information. My system is that not that much powerful. Currently, I'm running other applications as well. That's why it's taking too much time. Yes, here it is showing here it is showing the patterns after the ransomware have done its execution. It's not the current pattern, current IO pattern. It's the current IO pattern. It's not the past IO patterns. In the past, as you already know, that I have infected the system with the ransomware. Those patterns would have been different from this pattern. You can try it. You can try it on. You just create up a virtual machine with the Windows 7. Download this sys internals, and you can see there will be a different pattern between a ransomware and the other applications. Right? I think Dr. Clan, we are short of time. Like there is only 2 minutes now.
Yes, sure. So let's continue our discussion on ransomware tomorrow also.
Okay, sir.
Okay.
Yeah.
So tomorrow, if time permits, we'll also touch upon a couple of other security vulnerabilities considering SSDs.
Yeah, yeah, fine, sir. Yes.
Okay, I'll stop the recording now.